Good evening, race fans. Welcome back to Wednesday night here for the Crown Athletics Racing Tour. Tonight, they take on the one and only road course of the season here at Watkins Glen. Should be an exciting race here as they are getting down to the last 3 minutes here of practice. Let's go ahead here and get down to where they're standing here so far in practice. You got Walker Thomas in that top spot with a 1:11.636. Jared Rashawn second with a 111.650. Zach Lindgren third with 112.350. Brad D. Peters fourth with a 112.451. And Jeremy B. Brown rounding out the top five with a 113.071. Let's go ahead and get down to where they stand in the standings here before tonight's race. Zach Lindgren in that top spot with 251 points. Jared Rashawn in second with 244, 7 behind Zach. Brian Jones in third, up one spot, 217 points, 34 behind Zach and 27 behind Jared. Walker Thomas in fourth, down a spot with 216 points, 35 behind Zach and 1 behind Brian. Scotty Grove in fifth with 211 points, 40 behind Zach and 5 behind Walker. Nathan Yarnell is in sixth spot, up a spot with 202 points, 49 behind the leader and 9 behind Scotty. Back in seventh, Brad D. Peters down a spot with 201 points, 50 behind the leader and 1 behind Nathan. Brian Williams is in eighth, 168 points, 83 behind the leader, 33 behind Brad. Josh Duke in ninth, 166 points, 85 behind the leader and 2 behind Bradley. Aiden Kirker rounding out the top 10 here with 150 points, 101 behind the leader and 16 behind Josh. In 11th, we got Lima Carlson, 114 points, 137 behind the leader and 36 behind Aiden. Scott Watson is in 12th, 110 points, 141 behind the leader and 4 behind Lima. Lance Anthony is in 13th with 108 points, 143 behind the leader and 2 behind Scott. Dylan Williams is in 14th, 102 points, 149 behind the leader and 6 behind Lance. Jordan Weaver is in 15th with 95 points, 156 behind the leader and 7 behind Dylan. Tom Bourne is in 16th, 94 points, 157 behind the leader and 1 behind Jordan. William Ruckers in 17th with 82 points, 169 behind the leader and 12 behind Tom. John Creighton is in 18th with 70 points, 181 behind the leader and 12 behind William. Shane is in 19th, 57 points, 194 behind the leader, 13 behind John. And then Justin Summer is going to round out the top 20 here with 55 points, 196 behind the leader and 2 behind Shane. As they're getting down to the last 30 seconds here in practice, I should say, we're going to go ahead and step away before they get into qualifying, play our national anthem, and then get into the qualifying. So don't go anywhere, folks. We will be right back. Alrighty, folks, welcome back. Qualifying is just underway here. Nobody has laid down a time quite yet. Everyone's still getting their out laps in here. Looks like we got Lima Carlson out here on track, as well as got get the driver bar up for everybody. There we go. Got Walker Thomas out here on track. I got Jared Rashawn on track, Zach Lindgren, Jeremy Brown, Lance Anthony out here on track, Scott Watson on track, Scotty Grove, Lima Carlson, Garrett Hagan, and Nathan Yarnell all out here on track. Still waiting for everybody to start their laps here. I think Walker is on his first lap right now as we speak. Thank you all for tuning in here. Looks like we got 3 out there watching right now. Thank you guys for tuning in here over on Extreme Racing TV, over here on YouTube for the Crown Athletics Racing Tour, or CART for short. This is the Cup Series here on Wednesday night. Coming up here next month, we will be kicking off the Indy Series for the Crown Athletics Racing Tour over here on Extreme Racing TV. So looking forward to that. Haven't done a lot of the Indy side of iRacing, so it's definitely going to be interesting to get my hands on that side of things, as Walker Thomas is up currently into the top spot in first. You got Scotty Grove here in second right now. Well, as I say that, now he's third. Zach Lindgren is going to go ahead and take that second spot from Scotty, but still plenty of time here to go in qualifying, just a little over, I'd say, over a minute and a half here. Jared, his first lap did not count. He must have had a off-track incident where his lap did not count. But it would have put him in third if it did count. But Garrett is going to go ahead and have that third spot for right now. And Nathan Yarnell here, his first lap did not count as well. Same with Lima Carlson here. Jared Rashawn. Actually, Walker Thomas is going to go ahead and pop up to the top now with a 1:11.784. Jared Rashawn is going to sit there in third. Zach Lindgren is going to pop up to second. And Scotty Grove is over here doing dancing in that double nickel TV Chevy Camaro. We're still coming down to about 30 seconds here left to go in qualifying, and so far only 6 drivers have laid down a official time. There's been others that have laid down times, but they have not counted. And Lima Carlson's second lap did not count as well, so he will not have a qualifying lap as well. You got Jeremy B. Brown out here. I think he's just trying to get some laps under his belt, as qualifying has come to an end here. That will take us down to the starting grid here tonight for the 8th race here for season 1 of the Crown Athletics Racing Tour Cup Series at Watkins Glen. And starting on the pole, we have that 12 machine of Walker Thomas with a 1:11.784. Congratulations goes to Walker on grabbing the pole here tonight. And second on the outside of him is the 85 of Zach Lindgren. Back in row number 2, starting on the inside, we got the 60 of Jared Rashawn. Starting fourth, the 30 of Garrett Hagan. Back in row number 3, we got the 52 of Lance Anthony starting 5th on the inside. And starting on the outside of him, we got the 55 of Scotty Grove starting 6th. Back in row number 4, starting on the inside in the 15, we got Nathan Yarnell rolling off 7th. Back in 8th, starting on the outside of him, we got the 05 of Brad D. Peters. In row number 5, Jeremy B. Brown in the 88 machine is going to start on the inside 9th. And on the outside of him, starting in 10th, the 01 of Lima Carlson. And rounding out the field here tonight, in 11th, we got the 29 of Scott Watson. Tonight's race is only 40 laps. per usual with road courses, they do not have cautions, so cautions will not be in effect here. Only localized cautions depending on where the incident is on the track. But let's go ahead and do this real quick for you guys, if I can find it. Pull up the local weather here for Watkins Glen. And currently it is 79 degrees on the iRacing sim with a track temp of 105, humidity right around 51%. Winds coming out of the north right around 15 miles an hour. No rain in sight. No rain equals a dry track, as the iRacing safety Porsche car is out here leading the field here tonight. Looks like we got don't know what I was looking at there. I thought we had something going on, but I am seeing stuff. Happens after a 10-hour day at work. Things just start blending together. So we'll go ahead here, wait for this slow journey through the Watkins Glen road course. Thankfully, it is the regular Cup Series track and not the Watkins Glen with the boot. I don't know if he's still out there or not, but he did not respond to my question on if he had a broadcast tonight or not. I'm assuming he does. He usually does have a broadcast on Wednesday night. That would be the one and only Joshua Medlock out there. Maybe he hit the wall. As we're getting ready here to get things rolling for that pace car to dive off to the safety of pit road, and it will be in Barney, the flagman's hands, I should say. As the green flag is out, we are green flag racing here tonight here at Watkins Glen for race number 8 for the Crown Athletics Racing Tour season number 1. As you're seeing them already getting all single file, as I say that, get back here to Scotty Grove. He's got company there on the outside of him. Well, as I said that's he's no longer on the outside of him. Nathan Yarnell, he's falling back a few spots here, probably just trying to get a good feel of the car. Road courses can be tricky, as somebody was locking him up there. I think that might have been Scott Watson there in that 29 machine, as Nathan Yarnell just caught the tail end of that. Looks like he just got loose and went ahead and yipped it into the wall. He pulled a Dennis move there. But back up here to the top two drivers, top 3 here have gotten a little bit of a break, as Lance Anthony there in that 52 got a little loose coming out of the turn there, and Walker is going to go ahead and lead the first lap here. 39 more laps to go for Walker to lead to go ahead and grab himself a victory here at the Glen. But Jared Rashawn is just right there waiting on Walker to go ahead and slip up. And yeah, Zach Lindgren's not too far behind. He is nipping. Well, not nipping, but he would be if one of those two drivers makes a slip up here, especially if they start doing battle. I mean, he's only a little under a second and a half behind Walker. Oh, actually, sorry. Second and a half behind Jared. 1.7 behind Walker. I always get that confused. It goes leader first, then in the car. They're actually behind. But Lance here, he's got some company with Garrett. Garrett's almost up to him, not quite. Trying to find a good camera. Walker Thomas is laid down the fastest lap here early on lap 2. So Walker is looking to just run away with it, but he's not doing, you know, Jared Rashawn is right there running comparable times with Walker. Walker Thomas's last lap was a 1:12.239. Jared was a 1:12.291. As we got Scotty Grove, apparently the long crew missed the spot there, and he decided to go ahead and take care of that coming out of the boot. So good job there, Scotty, of mowing down that high spot that you found out there in the yard. Coming down to the start finish line, Walker Thomas is going to lead his third lap. But Jared here just hovering right around a half a second behind Walker. And right here, Lance Anthony got Garrett. He was able to get around Lance. I'll put Lance down to 5th, right where he started. And a little bit of a gap, about 1.6, 1.7. Back to Lima Carlson here. One thing about road courses, they do get spread out, but there is a lot of action that takes place other than the passing. We've already witnessed it a couple times with Scotty Grove doing the mow job and Nathan Yarnell on the first lap going out there and hitting the wall. And we saw Scott Watson there coming out of turn 7, I think it was. Really wide coming out of that turn. As Walker once again laid down another quick lap with a 1:11.525. Jared, very comparable with a 1:11.894. I mean, obviously Walker's still pulling away from Jared, but ever so slightly. All it takes is one bad turn for Walker, and Jared is going to get right up onto his bumper. If not, just go ahead and get it right around Walker Thomas. So that's definitely one battle we're going to have to keep our eyes on here. Is the battle for the lead. I'm not too worried about Zach right now. He's got a very good gap there between 3rd back to 4th with Garrett, right around 6 seconds. And Lima Carlson right here in 5th spot. Lance Anthony is right on the back bumper there of Lima. Figured out for some reason it's not updating. There we go. Okay. So it updates it at the start-finish line. I forgot about that. I'd say it's not updating the positions they gained or lost, but they got to start to cross the start-finish line to make it efficient. And I don't know what it is about this 29 car, but something about that green and black combo. I just like it. Jared still falling back to Walker Thomas here. Walker has right around a second lead now over Jared. Back there, Lima Carlson he has managed to put over a second gap on that 52 of Lance Anthony. Lance is just falling back here. Probably just trying to take care of the tires here. I do know Lance is more of an IndyCar driver. As I say, taking care of the tires, he just locked up the right front there. He definitely knows how to drive an IndyCar. That I do know. During their last season, I raced one race with the guys on the Indy Series for Thursday nights, and yeah, I will tell you, it's a completely different ball game when it comes to next-gen cars to an Indy car. Just, it's amazing what you can do with those cars, and it was a big learning experience for me, but I definitely had fun. I don't remember the track. Oh, it was Phoenix. That was the track. I do believe it was Phoenix. But right now, not a whole lot going on. Really, the closest battle here is between Lima Carlson and Garrett Hagan. And that's right around a second between those two drivers. Everybody else is 2, 3 seconds behind. But Jared, he was actually faster than Walker on the last lap. That's one thing I have not been able to get done yet, is a timetable between comparing lap times between two drivers. I got to work on that. But Walker Thomas's last lap was a 1:12.355, and Jared Rashawn was a 1:12.147. So Walker started off strong, but Jared Rashawn, right now anyway, has kept the momentum up. We'll see here coming to the start-finish line who has the better time this lap. And give that one to Walker Thomas. Did a 1:12.080, and Jared did a 1:12.099. So Jared just needs Walker to do a few more of what he did the lap prior to that, and he will be up to the back bumper of Walker Thomas. One there of Lima in that Elite Motorsports. I do want to mention there is one driver from Elite that is not out here tonight, and that would be the 39 of Aiden Kirker. Where is he at? Walker Thomas going to lead himself his 9th lap. As you just saw him, big moment there coming out of turn number 1. Got on those rumble strips and that car got upset. That's going to definitely give the advantage to Jared as far as closing the time up on to Walker through the fastest part of Watkins Glen here, through the S's down the back straightaway, I guess you want to call it. Going through the boot here. Now Jared is just around 0.7 of a second back behind Walker. He was 1.2 seconds behind. So that big bobble there by Walker coming out of turn number 1 definitely gave Jared a little bit of opportunity to close the gap a little bit, but now you're seeing Walker going to go ahead and open it back up. But we're going to see here going down into turn number 1 if he has another one of those moments. And he was able to do a much better job there through turn 1. That's probably one of the toughest turns too, through Watkins Glen, is getting the car wound down enough to get into turn number 1. The braking point is so crucial to not over brake it, under brake it. There's a right spot to go ahead and do that and not spin yourself out or just corral yourself into the outer part of the track and into the tire barriers out there. Here in that 30 machine, that UPS. I miss the days when they had the slogan, "What can Brown do for you?" As Lance Anthony had very wide moment there coming. He almost disappeared outside of the wall there. He was that far outside of the track. I'm not sure exactly where the track limit is at as far as the exit of that turn, but if it was anywhere, Lance Anthony hit it. We're going to go ahead here and let's do get on Walker here. Get a little view of what's going on behind. And looks like he brushed the wall maybe? Maybe that's just a little dust there coming up from the curb. Trying to find, yeah, he did brush the wall, as you can see right there. A little scraped up there on the fender, rear fender there on his sponsor, Legion. It ain't gonna affect nothing. And do a little gyro cam here for you guys. There's not a whole lot of banking that takes place with this track. Really pretty much a flat track. Kind of what you see out there on literally the road, you know. Back here to Jared. Yeah, the closest battle going on right now is between 4th with Lima Carlson there in the 01 and the 30 of Garrett Hagan. This would be a battle for 4th. Toyota and Ford. Walker Thomas has set himself sail here. He's got about 1.5 second lead over Jared. Well, now it's down to 1.3. That could be just because of the braking zone. Ooh, as you just hit the wall again coming out of that turn. That's twice we've seen him make contact with that wall. Or lap 15 here, 40. we do, looks like we have one car that has retired, and that would be 15 of Nathan Yarnell. He is grayed out. No longer in the server currently. He might possibly come back in, he might not. That'll leave us with 9 cars out here on the track here at Watkins Glen. But right now, Walker has led all 14 laps, looking to complete his 15th lap led. And it looks like we're up to 5 people out there watching. Thank you guys so much for tuning in here to Extreme Racing TV for the Crown Athletics Racing Tour race number 8 here at Watkins Glen. And so far, it's been single file, but we do have one thing upcoming here, and that will be green flag pit stops. They do not have stages, so green flag pit stops, pit strategy will play a factor here tonight. Definitely gonna who comes down when, and what strategy is gonna work the best here. I've seen so far this season between my Tuesday night league and Wednesday night, pit strategy is a big deciding factor on who wins, who loses. I know about a month and a half ago, we just had a race here at this track, and it was on the other league I do Tuesday nights, the ISRL league, and pit strategy was the determining factor. Except it was a driver who decided to drag out the fuel and was able to make it. Everybody else pitted, so he was able to save a lot of fuel, make it to the checkered flag, and grab his first victory of the season and take it away from probably the most dominant driver of the night. And I won't mention the name of that, they already know. Oh, no broadcast tonight. That sucks, man. Sorry to hear about your internet. I go through that from time to time as well over here. Every now, woo, Jared almost took out the camera there. As you know, every now and then when I'm doing a broadcast, my internet likes to go ahead and take a nap. So summer break for the league. There you go. Nothing wrong with that. It is the perfect time of year to take a break and enjoy the wonderful weather out there. I'm just saying that because I live up here in the north, and our warm months are very short-lived. Those that don't know, Medlock does know, but those that don't know, I'm in Northeast Ohio, and we get probably 30 good days between the warm and cold months, when it doesn't rain or snow, and when it's warm enough to get outside and do something. Jesus. Yeah, you keep your 6 days a week. I work my 4 days a week, and in between working those 4 days, I'm also doing 2 leagues, well, soon to be 3. So, well, actually, it'll be back down. It'll be down to 1 because these 2 leagues will be close to over by the time the Indy Series starts. So I'll be back down to only the 1 a week until the other 2 start back up again. But back up here to the top, Walker has led all 18 laps, and I would imagine here pretty soon, within the next 5 laps or so, pit stops will be happening here. As Jeremy Brown here is in 7th. No, our summer's not like 2 days, okay? We've had about almost a week's worth of summer already, and it hasn't even started yet, so. Yeah, our winter's not like they used to be up here, Medlock. I haven't even used my snowblower in the last 2 winters. Just because we haven't had the snow to do anything with it. But right now, nobody's close to anybody. It's a lot of cars, all single file here. The gap between Jared and Lima Carlson is, well, Lima's coming down pit road, so it does not matter. So that's our first taker here down pit road. Out here 19 laps, making his first pit stop. Zach Lindgren made his pit stop already. He's looking to complete his first lap on his new set. Lance Anthony's been out here 2. Scott Watson, he's been out here 5. So pit stops have begun. So we should see Walker Thomas, Jared Rashawn, Garrett Hagan, Scotty Grove momentarily come down pit road. Yeah. Well, why do you even have a snowblower then, Medlock? You live in Arkansas. Come on. Do they even sell those in Arkansas? I don't think they sell snowblowers in Arkansas. I think Medlock's feeding me a whole bunch of bull over there. But the top 3 have still yet to come down pit road. They stayed out another lap. Same with Scotty Grove here. He's going to stay out another lap. Jeremy Brown, he's going to stay out here another lap. Zach Lindgren up into the 5th spot here. So we'll see here if his pit strategy is going to work out, because right now he is running. Actually, Walker Thomas is still running 1:11 lap times. Same with Jared Rashawn. He's still running 1:11 lap times as well. Oh. Yeah, I misread that. My apologies, Medlock. Look, I'm looking at a very small print over here. All I saw was have one. I forgot the I don't. So, my apologies. I'm reading it like 6-point font here. I gotta keep things very small over here for the big screen. Walker, is he gonna come down pit road this time, or is he gonna stay out? He's gonna stay out and brush that wall again. I think that wall, him and that wall need to have a talk or two after the race. Jared's gonna stay out. We'll see here what Garrett does. No, I don't need more screens. I just need to get the actual YouTube chat up on one of my screens instead of my phone. I gotta figure out how to get that I had it encoded in OBS. I got to figure out how to get it back because I did something one night and I lost it and can't figure out how to get it back. I haven't had time to play around with the OBS to go ahead and get it back. Walker's going to go ahead and stay out another lap here, lead his 23rd lap, which is also his fastest lap. Out here, 23 lap old tires. Still cranking out lap times faster than he began the race. Jared Rashawn here, you know, somewhat comparable, still losing ground to Walker, but did a 1:11.832. Garrett here in third with a 1:12.660, and Zach Lindgren fourth. Oh no, 1:12.629 for Garrett. Well, actually now 1:14.12.18. And we'll see here what Zach has at the line. And that will be 1:12.577. Scotty Grove rounding out your top five here. And that. He's running spam. Yes, he has spam on his car. Oh, the double nickel TV has been spammed. We got the virtual spam out there on track, the 55 machine. I actually kind of miss spam. I used to eat it a lot when I was a kid. My mom eats it. I get back here to third with Garrett Hagan and that UPS. Change that slogan to "What can Brown do for you?" I'm just saying, that was the best slogan UPS ever had. As Walker is still, he's staying out here. Gonna lead another lap, lap 25 here led for Walker. How long are they gonna wait to come down pit road? They've been out here 26 laps. You'd think they have to come down eventually. But who knows? I would expect him. And I said 5 laps ago that they'd be coming down pit road, and they're still out here. So maybe another 5 laps they'll be down pit road. I don't think they can go the entire 40 laps on a tank of fuel. Not at Watkins Glen. I don't know. I thought that with the Xfinity cars, and it was the 01 of Eli Innes on my Tuesday night league. that proved me wrong. But he did admit that he had to save some fuel. I don't think Walker is saving fuel with doing 111 lap times. He almost took out that camera. Like I said, he's been having a battle with that wall the entire race here. He's caught at least 3 separate occasions where he's hit that wall. As you see, that would be the 88 there, Jimmy Brown, coming out of pit road after his pit stop. And I do believe that was my internet there, not Jared. Like I said, at least once a week, my internet's got to do that at least one time. It's not a broadcast unless my internet takes a little break for a half a second. These guys are still staying out here. That'll be 29 laps that Walker has stayed out here. Jared Rashawn has stayed out here 29 laps as well. See here what Garrett does. And it looks like he's still got a while to go. He is going to stay out as well. And then we got the 85 Zach Lindgren here in 4th. Yeah, Lance Anthony is the first driver a lap down here in that 52 machine. As you can see there, his last lap was a 1:16.06. I don't like the Toyota, but I do like that scheme on that car. I'm not too fond of the new style Toyotas yet. Just they look, I don't know, look weird to me. Walker still leading the way here. And you can see the gap that he's got, and he is still going very hard at it there, as you saw him pretty much jump over the rumble strip there through the bus stop, or as they call it now, the inner and outer loop. He took off the lift off there in the inner loop. But coming out, here he comes down pit road now. So that will see here what Jared does. Looks like Jared is going to go ahead and stay out. We'll see how that'll play out after everything cycles through. And that'll put, should put Garrett in the second, depending on when Walker comes out of pit road here. As you see, he's got the first stall here right behind the safety car. The driver that's sitting in there, he might as well go ahead and step out and pack his bags and go to the next race, because they're not going to need him here tonight. And it looks like Garrett's going to stay out, but Walker is going to go ahead and stay in second spot just because of the gap between Garrett and Walker. But Jared, this is going to be the battle here between Jared and Walker. How how big of a difference is coming in versus staying out. We're going to find out because Jared's going to stay out another lap as we are officially down to 8 laps to go. Well, 7 laps. 9 laps to go. As my math is all over the place here right now. That's why you got a tab to go ahead and pull it up and give you the right information when you're in doubt amongst yourself. But it looks like we do have 7 people out there watching. Thank you guys so much for tuning in here for the 8th race for the Crown Athletics Racing Tour season number 1 here at the virtual Watkins Glen over here on iRacing. If you are new to tuning in to Extreme Racing TV, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. That way, go ahead and get informed anytime Extreme Racing TV goes live over here on YouTube. But right now, Wednesday night is all about the Crown Athletics Racing Tour Cup Series, as Jared has finally decided to come down pit road and get service done to his vehicle. And we're going to have ourselves a little shootout here between Jared and Walker. It looks like Walker is going to go ahead, as Jared still has not made to his stall. And here comes Walker Thomas. So Walker is going to go ahead, not only pass him, but he's going to have a very hefty lead over Jared here. So pending a huge, very huge mistake by Walker, it is Walker Thomas's race to lose. Not trying to give the broadcast curse, as he's riding those rumble strips as if it's a horse. But it is his race to lose. I see why NASCAR has commercial breaks. Had to take a break real quick, and all you guys had to hear was the car going around the track, and no commercial. I gotta go ahead and get permission to start doing that here. I find me some commercials that I'm allowed to play. Zach Lindgren here in 3rd spot. He's got a very good gap there to 4th spot. Lima Carlson's right around 10 seconds behind Zach Lindgren. Garrett Hagan here in 5th spot in that 30 machine. He is roughly 6.7 behind Lima. And now Scotty Grove in that 55 was double nickel TV machine, as he has it on the back, but he also has a lot of spam going on the side of his car. And back here in 7th, we got Scott Watson in that 29 machine. There's something about those two combination of the bright green and the black that just really look good on that machine. Jeremy Brown here in 8th in that 88 machine. And back here in 9th spot, rounding out the field, Lance Anthony sitting on pit road here. Looks like he is 5 laps down. Coming down to 5 more laps to go here. Walker Thomas has led just about all of them, other than the 3 laps Jared Rashawn led here. Only because Walker Thomas came down, got service down to his machine, and it looks like that was the winning move, as you know, not only did it work for him getting the lead back, but it extended his lead by quite a few seconds. Definitely over a 4-second difference between prior to pit stop and after pit stop. And I tell you this much, if Walker was in that car right now feeling what he was doing, going through those rumble strips, through the inner and outer loop, he probably would not do that. Even though, yeah, they make the spring softer so you don't feel it as much, da-da-da. Trust me, you're still feeling it in the car. As we're down to 4 laps to go now. And pending any other situation, you know, drastic change here, it looks like Walker Thomas is going to be our race winner. Jared Rashawn is going to be our 2nd place finisher. And Zach Lindgren will be the podium 3 here tonight, here at Watkins Glen. But as they say, it's not over until the checkered flag waves, and I've still got 4 laps to go. Still got a long way to go. But I think they narrowed it down to, it used to be 11 turns, and then they turned the inner and outer loop into just 2 turns. Instead of 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think now they changed it to where it's only 7 turns at Watkins Glen. Because they took the S's out as individual turns too, I do believe. Let's see here. I'm not going to be able to find it. I was going to be able to find it, but I'm not going to be able to. Don't mind that little hiccup. That was just me closing my internet. I had to get on the browser real quick. Instead of using my phone like a, you know, somebody with common sense would do, I went ahead and go ahead and use more memory up in your computer. But we're down to 2 laps to go here, and Walker going through the S's here. And go ahead and go through the inner and outer loop here. Bouncing all over those rumble strips. I ask him how his hands feel after the race. I mean, depending on what kind of wheel he has and how he has it set up as far as the feedback, his hands might feel pretty good, but if it's a direct drive, And he's got that thing set up to pretty big boy style. He is suffering here. As the white flag is out, we are down to 1 lap to go here. All Walker has to do is get through this track one more time, and he will claim victory here tonight. And Jared Rashawn, same with him. All he has to do is complete one more lap. He's going to finish in that second spot. And Zach Lindgren getting ready to cross that start-finish line. And he will officially have to complete one more lap to finish in that third spot. Not a whole lot of action here tonight, but pit strategy played a factor here. As Walker was, he had the lead prior to the pit stop, but his pit stop was at the right time, and he gained quite a bit of time over Jared, and he will grab the victory here at the virtual Watkins Glen here tonight. Jared Rashawn, he's going to go ahead and grab second here tonight. And Zach Lindgren, I'll wait for him to complete his lap here, as he's still got a little ways to go here. And Zach will, after completing this last turn, he will go ahead and finish in third here tonight. So congratulations goes to our top three: Walker Thomas, Jared Rashawn, Zach Lindgren, officially here tonight. Finishing fourth here, we got Lima Carlson. Then finishing fifth here is that 30 machine of Garrett Hagan. Scotty Grove in that double nickel TV / AM machine. He's going to finish in sixth spot, it looks like. And Jeremy Brown is going to finish seventh. And Scott Watson is going to finish eighth here tonight. But Walker Thomas out here burning it down here on the track. We're going to go ahead and step away, find our top three, get them up here for post-race interviews. Don't go anywhere, folks. We will be right back. Alrighty, folks, welcome back. We have found the top three, and let us get down to our third place finisher here tonight, and that will be the 85 of Zach Lindgren. Well, Zach, the one and only road course here on the schedule for season 1 here for the Crown Athletics Racing Tour. Go ahead and talk about it from your perspective. How was it for you here tonight at Watkins Glen?
Well, the first corner of the first lap was entertaining, and then after that, it just kind of grew boring. Those guys had speed that none of us could touch at all. And it seemed like every lap they were getting quicker and quicker. It's like they were lounging back, and they were still a second and a half quicker than the rest of the field. So, I guess tonight was just about trying to manage the car, make sure I don't hurt it too bad, and give myself a good points night.
Yeah, and you definitely succeeded at that here, grabbing a third place finish here, at the one and only road course that is on the schedule. And, we look forward to next Wednesday, talk about a big transition going from Watkins Glen to Charlotte Motor Speedway. Pretty much everybody on iRacing knows Charlotte. That's pretty much where you start out when it comes to the street stocks and all that. So, go ahead and talk about what you're looking forward to going to Charlotte here next Wednesday night in the next gen cars. Is it a day race or a night race, or they haven't said yet?
I'm not for sure. I think it would be a night, but I'm not for sure what the official word is on that. No, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to actually being able to turn a car. That'd be fun. Big 180 from this race. So, no, I'm looking forward to Charlotte. Charlotte's it's a really fun track. Like you said, it's the one of the first tracks that you get to race when you get on iRacing. So, it has a little bit more of a heft to it. So I'm looking forward to Charlotte. I don't know how the car's going to react, but I'm definitely looking forward to getting back to an oval.
Well, if it's anything like it was a few weeks ago, this car does not turn in 3 and 4.
Well, I don't know if I'm looking forward to Charlotte that much anymore now.
I mean, it depends on what they change with the update, but I'm just saying, when I was on it a few weeks ago, 3 and 4 was an absolute crapshoot. Sometimes it would turn, other times it would not, and I don't know. But 1 and 2, yeah, you fly through that perfectly fine. 3 and 4 is a little bit tricky, but knowing you, Zach, you're gonna go ahead and get out there on the track, do some practice, and figure it out. And I'm sure you'll be up, towards the top here, and then next week tell me I don't know what the heck you were talking about. It turned just fine in that.
Yeah, I'm over here wrecking every lap, man. What are you talking about?
But until then, still got a week to go. Plenty of time for you to go ahead and get prepared for Charlotte. But before we go ahead, Zach, let you go and celebrate your third place finish here at Watkins Glen. Any final thought, shout outs you want to give before you celebrate your P3 here tonight?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to HMS Motorsport and NASCAR Digest fans for always being on the car. I really appreciate every single one of them. Elite Motorsports for keeping calm, keeping everybody in line. We're a good group of people to bounce ideas off of and try to help. And so a huge shout out to Elite Motorsports tonight. You up here in the booth, I know as soon as we kind of got lined out, that was it. There wasn't really much. I didn't know what was going on behind me, so I hope you caught some action. But I appreciate you, trooping through it and doing everything you do up here. I hope we put on something for the fans. Like I said, I hope there was something. So that's all I got for right now.
Yeah, there was definitely some action through parts of the race here tonight, and we we found ways up here to go ahead and make our own action during the race. So all in all, it was a good night, good showing for you guys. 40-lap race here at Watkins Glen with no cautions, kind of went quickly. But it was nice to see, people out there go ahead and take care of the spots out there throughout the field here, the infield here tonight at Watkins Glen that, the crew missed before the race. So always a pleasure to see that because I'm known to do that at road courses. So to see other people do that, it just doesn't make me feel so bad. But
Yeah.
you enjoy this third place finish here tonight, Zach, and we'll see you next week out there on the track for not only Tuesday but also next Wednesday here at Charlotte. Until then, enjoy this one.
Appreciate it, brother. I will. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, and that takes us down to our second place finisher here tonight, and that would be the 27 machine of Jared Rashawn. Let's get him up into the broadcast booth. Well, Jared, didn't have it tonight. Walker Thomas was the man of the hour, man of the show here at Watkins Glen, but, P2, good points night for you. Go ahead and talk about your race. How was it? How was it for you here tonight at the one and only road course here on the schedule for the Crown Athletics Racing Tour?
It was a fun race to just with the car and the track, but it was pretty boring out there with having to win a race around. I thought me and Walker was going to be able to stay together, but he kind of decided to grab another gear and went on up the road. So we kind of got left by ourselves there, and we're just kind of racing the track and just running like half a second a lap slower and just minding our own business, I guess, and brought it home P2.
Yeah, and, pit strategy looked like, too, you were on a different cycle there. Was that just something you just trying to get an advantage over Walker, or was it just trying to just drag the fuel out as long as possible, knowing that the tires really didn't wear here?
Yeah, I just was planning on running it all the way out because the tires, like you said, you really no point to take tires on road courses in these cars for some reason. So I was just gonna run it out and hope he pitched early so I could at least ruin his leading every lap thing. And I think we led maybe 2 of them, so he doesn't get that. But yeah, we're just gonna run it out of fuel and come in, and that's what we did.
Yeah, you officially led 3 laps here tonight, Jared. So. Don't cut yourself short. You led 3. But yeah, you took away the Walker Thomas clean sweep here at Watkins Glen. But, looking forward next Wednesday night, you guys transition from New York here at Watkins Glen all the way down to Charlotte, North Carolina for the third to last race here on the schedule. Go ahead and talk about, what are you looking forward to going to Charlotte next Wednesday night? Obviously, we all know it's a familiar track for everybody because pretty much one of the tracks you start out when you join iRacing. So, just go ahead and talk about what you're expecting here next Wednesday night in the next gen at Charlotte.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to that one because I ran a 600 there a couple of weeks ago, and I had the best car, but it didn't quite work out in the end. So I kind of have a little bit of confidence going in there, but there's some of these guys wasn't in there, so I don't know where I'll stack up against them, but that's probably the only track I'm going to be going into is a little bit of confidence, so maybe we can hopefully repeat what we had in that 600 and maybe have something. I don't know.
Well, definitely looking forward to seeing what you have to bring to the table next Wednesday, Jared. You got a lot more confidence than me because Charlotte used to be one of my favorite tracks, and then a couple weeks ago I went to Charlotte in these cars, and it did not want to turn for me in 3 and 4 for some reason. Just could have been the combination of just the weather and, tire grip, track conditions, and all that stuff. So, all in all, I'm looking forward to next Wednesday night. But, you still got second place here to celebrate tonight here, Jared. But before we go ahead and let you go and, partake in the celebration here, any final thoughts, shout outs you want to give before we go ahead and let you go to partake in your celebrations?
Yeah, I just want to thank all my teammates at Elite Motorsports for all the help and being somebody to race with every week. It's definitely fun racing with all those guys. I hate Josh and Aiden couldn't be here, but yeah, I thank Diecast fans, Circle B Diecast for being on the car, you for broadcasting, and everybody that tuned in. I'm sure it probably wasn't the most exciting race to watch, but it was fun to drive.
Yeah, it, like you said, it might not have been the most exciting race, but there was still entertainment out there on the track here tonight, and we were able to find it and put it out there on air. So enjoy this P2 here tonight, Jared, and until next week. See you back out there on the track for not only Tuesday but also here Wednesday night for the Crown Athletics Racing Tour at the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway. Until then, Jared, enjoy this one.
Thank you.
All right, and that'll take us down to our race winner here tonight, Nat 12 Machine. The guy that dominated the night here tonight, and that would be that 12 Machine of Walker Thomas. Well, Walker, we got you all up in smoke here on the screen, but you blew the competition with your smoke here tonight. Go ahead and talk about your race here at Watkins Glen. Can't really get much better than what you just put on here tonight, but go ahead and talk about it.
Yeah, uneventful in a good way. Not a lot of attrition, kind of with the smaller field and everything. So it wasn't really lap traffic to even really deal with. So overall, a good night. I know you were watching us last night in the ISRL, and that finish really left a bad taste in my mouth, jumping that restart and getting a black flag. So jumping back tonight and going to victory lane feels pretty good.
Yes, it does. And, revenge is best, the dose of that as far as having a bad night is just coming out here the next night and just dominating a race from start to finish. And that's pretty much what you did, leading 37 laps here. Jared, stole 3 from you. But, even though, there wasn't a whole lot of action out there on the track here tonight, per se, as far as racing, there was still a lot of action, on the other aspects of the racing, with, the off tracks and all that stuff. But, we look forward to next Wednesday here at Charlotte, for the Crown Athletics Racing Tour. 3 more races to go here, after tonight. Go ahead and talk about, what are you looking forward to going into Charlotte next week? Obviously, it's one of the tracks we're all familiar with here on the iRacing service, just because it's one of those tracks that we started off with the street stocks and all that stuff. We just pretty much all in all, no matter where we are throughout iRacing, we are racing here at Charlotte. But, with the next gen cars, just talk about what are you expecting, what are you looking forward to, or what kind of challenges are you foreseeing here going in next Wednesday?
Yeah. First of all, I hope we get a little bit of a larger field next week. Road courses never really bring a large field anyway. But bringing a larger field would be a lot of fun. I think Charlotte's one of the best tracks on the sim as far as having multi-groove. Not a lot of tracks, even with the dynamic track, really get spread out. So there are options at Charlotte, which is nice. And I think we got a good group. So most importantly, being an admin in the league, I just want everybody to show up and have a good time. And hopefully next week we can do that and continue through the end of the year. It's been a good season 1, so hopefully we finish out strong. Bless you.
Oh man, I had my mic muted, but it wasn't muted on Discord. All of a sudden I had a sneezing fit, folks. Well, Walker, before we go ahead, let you go and celebrate your dominating victory here tonight. Obviously, you already alluded on wanting, the more cars next week, which I would expect that because, road courses, I'm not a fan of them either. So I don't blame some of the drivers that did not show up tonight for not racing here. Because it is a challenge. It is, a different technique that requires finesse from a driver to be able to go ahead and conquer a track like this. But, next week, Charlotte, I would expect it to be almost double what it was here tonight. But before we go ahead and let you go celebrate your victory here tonight, Walker, any final thoughts, shout outs you want to give before you go and blow the dust off the virtual 12 machine here tonight?
Yeah, just thank you to you for streaming us every week. We do appreciate that. Also, Lance and Willie for being at co-admins, putting this thing on and owning the thing. Means a lot for me to be able to step in and assist with running the cup side of things while they kind of handle the IndyCar stuff. So thanks to them for letting me come on, and thanks to everybody in the league that shows up week in, week out. It is much appreciated. So shout out to all of them tonight.
All right, Walker. Well, we're going to go ahead and let you go and celebrate your victory here tonight. And until next week, enjoy this one. And we'll see you back on the track, not only Tuesday, but also Wednesday night here for the Crown Athletics Racing Tour at Charlotte.
Appreciate it, Dennis. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. All right, folks, that will conclude the post-race interviews here tonight. So let's go ahead and get down to the final results here tonight. And finishing first, we got Walker Thomas on that 12 machine. Congratulations once again to Walker for grabbing the victory. A dominating victory here tonight at Watkins Glen. Jared Rashawn in second in that 60 machine. Zach Linger in third in the 85 machine. Finishing fourth in the 01, Lima Carlson. Rounding out the top five here tonight in that 30 machine, Garrett Hagan. Back in sixth spot, the 55 of Scotty Grove. In seventh, the 88 of Jeremy B. Brown. Eighth, we got the 29 of Scott Watson. Ninth, the 52 of Lance Anthony. Rounding out the top 10 here tonight, we got the 15 of Nathan Yarnell. I think somehow my Southern twang wanted to come out and it didn't come out right. Finishing 11th here, we got the 05 of Brad D. Peters, and that will conclude the results here tonight. Well, I do want to thank everybody for tuning in here tonight. Looks like we've already hit 60 views here for the Crown Athletics Racing Tour here at Watkins Glen, which is very appreciative. Thank you all for tuning in here tonight to Extreme Racing TV over here on YouTube. Until next week, next Tuesday and Wednesday night over here on Extreme Racing TV. This is Dennis Ansman signing out for the night. Take care of yourselves and each other and have a good night.